And we are back on air. So, Olga Show from You to You. Русская передача. Немножко мы задержались с английской передачей, потому что у нас гость с Нью-Йорка, Кейт. И поэтому, в общем-то, я уже и на английский, и на русский перехожу. Kate, please come over here, because I know you came all the way from New York. Thank you for coming to our show. For those who is listening to us, she played the tape, historical tape, which is very old. У нас историческая была такая кассета, когда, в общем, было предотвращение войны в 1962 году, и на одном из саммитов она записала разговор в 1986 году, когда об этом говорили. Так что мы все живы. И потому что вот это впервые стало возможным услышать публично, потому что Кейт сохранила эту тейп.
То есть, насколько я понимаю, на
кассету.
Написано голос свидетеля событий, который лично с время позвонил Хрущеву и уговаривал его не начинать войну во время Карибского кризиса. Вот. И эта кассета впервые вообще в эфире, и я думаю, она представляет немалую историческую ценность, так что, возможно, потом она попадет в архивы.
И эта историческая кассета, в общем, да, скорее всего, попадет в архивы. So, Kate, we're just a little bit translating that into Russian language, and we're talking that you probably will give the tape to archives. I know in Stanford they have Russian archives, a very big archive as well. And being as so active in the community, what would you wish our listener and viewers?
I would wish for you to know that every single one of us is a genius at something. I would wish for you to know that in the end what changes the world is who knows who and who trusts who. And if I can leave you with I can't articulate it all, but if you go to YouTube and look up Vulcan Professor, in 20 minutes it's me talking about education change. And if you've got a kid who's in an education system or you care about it, I ask you to look at that, because it will change how you think about how we become educated, how we become powerful, how we become brave, and how we change the world.
So just while you are here, tell us your outlines of these ideas of yours of changing education system for better.
Thank you. I didn't expect to be able to address that. Okay, here we go. Right now, we're still teaching our kids almost everywhere in the world to be industrial age workers. Alvin Toffler 40 years ago said, we want our kids to be job-seeking industrial age workers, and the covert curriculum is still, we want people to be obedient, to be timely, and to be willing to do rote repetitive work. I call it RAM it. We still want kids to regurgitate, acculturate, memorize, and they're isolated and threatened. Grades are threats. Kids kill themselves all day. What's the next systems level solution? We need to change so that people stop sitting there listening and memorizing and start doing real things, doing it in community. And every human, if you can go in through what their strengths, their passions, and their interests are, in relationship, celebrating individuality with trust, that's the theory of the next systems level of education. Our goal is no longer to ram stuff into your head. Plato said, person is not a vessel to be filled, but a flame to be lit. Right now, education, we're still trying to fill the vessel, right? Cram all this content into these kids, and someday they'll be good job seekers. If you want them to be job creators, which is all about innovation ecosystems, if you want people to be job creators, and we know that entrepreneurs create new jobs, right? Big companies churn jobs. Entrepreneurs create jobs. So if we move our systems to where everybody is an entrepreneur at something, from the very beginning, you can be in third grade and do real things. All your life you do real things in community. Ultimately you will have done, and we will teach people to do what entrepreneurs really do. Entrepreneurs do not sit around memorizing and regurgitating and kissing the ass of the person in the front of the room. In fact, they tend to be the people who run screaming from the room when they're expected to do that. What they do is they do real things. They have ongoing peer support, just like everybody in this room, this community you're creating. They mentor and they're mentored. They use technology to accomplish their purposes. They have an ethos, if they're smart, that lets them be trusted. and finally they cultivate serendipity and innovation. That's what entrepreneurs really do, and that's what we have to move to in schools. And what's the process? The real truth is what we need to teach kids to do is hustle with honor, help, and be helped. All day, every day. If you can stop memorizing and regurgitating and start doing real things and learning around that, math, English, science, all of the things that you want to learn and know in your soul, you will learn by doing them in the world. That's it.
Okay, I had that at Moscow State University and Stanford University, so I was like, I was a scientist, my first education in biology, and so that was kind of good because you find the solution. You have to be creative to find the solution. But so how my intern thinks about this creative education system, not memorization.
I actually definitely think that'd be really cool to try and create a lot of things in class. That would be very interesting. And especially actually in our school we have chem labs every week, and I always find it fun to do the labs, like try and see what the chemicals we're reading out, what they do actually. Just kind of makes it more real to me and makes me understand it in a much better way.
Now imagine that the next step is everything you have to do has to be real and it has to have meaning. So not only are you doing lab experiments to see how they work, but someone has come to you and said, you know what, we have a problem with the chemistry of the water in this town in Mexico, and we're going to bring this to you guys, and we want you to help us work with those people to figure out the chemistry of what's going wrong. Imagine that through your entire life, not only are you doing real things, but you're doing real things that matter to people all over the world. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes, that would definitely make everything much more exciting and much more, like you feel that you've done something much greater.
That's it. And we will never lecture goodness into people. We will not lecture courage. We will not lecture innovation. Right now, that comes outside of the system rather than in, except in those few pockets like you had where you have the chance to do it. You can't lecture that stuff in. You can only experience it, live it, breathe it, grow it, and then bring it to the people come after you.
Yes.
Honey, I love you. I'm so
Thank
glad you have a medal. Where did you find this young fellow with the tie?
Very interesting. That was SIPA.
CIPA conference.
For Indian professionals, what
SIPA.
Russian Olga show doing in Indian Professional Association, that was by invitation purely. And I grew up with a lot of Indian movies, Raj Kapoor, so that's
So
was
you
happening.
met.
Yes.
And he was interviewing me actually, and I saw his passion, and I said, "You like to be in show business?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, then you come over, and I'm gonna put you through the real life show business."
Yes. It's been a wonderful experience. I love it.
How long have you been doing it?
Couple months.
Couple months or even more
This is
every
it.
week.
This is it. Do real things. Do it in community. And look at the people every week that you meet. What a fabulous
It is,
experience.
yeah.
By the way, there's somebody you should know. Mr. Agarwal was at the Inno Summit. He's the head of TIE Global, the Indian Entrepreneurs Association. And it's a massive organization, and he was there. So you've got his contact, honey. You should introduce him too.
Oh, that would be
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah, and he's an interesting, philanthropic, intelligent, thoughtful man. You got to meet him.
Yes, that would
Dr.
be really awesome.
Agarwal. Yep, we've got his stuff.
Okay, then yes, and also he helps me with right English pronunciation because he was born here.
No, I was born in India.
You were born in
Yeah.
India, but you.
I
when
lived
did
here
you
since
come?
I was 9.
Since 9. Okay.
9.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's this. Somebody said that if you leave your country and you come to a new country before you're 9, you won't have an accent. If you come after you're 9, you have to work on it, or you will keep it with you all your life.
So he doesn't have any accent.
He doesn't have
No,
any accent.
no,
9.
no.
Yeah, you just got here just in time that you didn't have to work on it.
Yes.
So my purpose is like Bollywood, Hollywood, Olgawood, Silicon West. We just bring it all together and make it all nice for everyone. That's for sure. Because we come into globalization, we learn from each and every one unique person how we can be creative, helpful to each other, and live in much better world.
That's it. That's it, darling.
Yeah,
You nailed it.
Yeah, and that's
Can we
my
all go
purpose.
out for pizza now? No.
Well, I have work to do. I have to bring more messages to people, but please enjoy the California. You're going back to New York, right? soon?
Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Do you know about Russian festival? I strongly suggest Russian festival in San Francisco. Actually, it was my magazine right here. in 2450 Satur, and where you can go for 26th annual Russian American celebration of food, dance, music, and art, happening tonight and tomorrow, from 11 to 7 p.m. You're welcome to glance through the book. I have the book because I met again our Russian consulate there and vice consul, and all of the organizers of Russian festival. I support them for a long time, over 10 years. And even when I weren't media yet, I just would come as attendee and enjoy the concert, enjoy the food, always bring my American friends to see that. And they have lots of booths, lots of different tasting of different food, and so it's kind of very interesting and unusual. Being Russian, you can see ballerinas and wonderful clothes, great performers, and we can say Firebird Dance Assembly with director Lotte Lisaya Barton, Slavyanka Chorus. They actually helped me with a lot of fundraising events. Yulia Zharova, she's ballerina and she performed right here in this corner. Actually, that was first ballerina performance in radio show,
Yes.
okay? San Francisco.
We're having a lot of firsts in radio.
I love this.
We have lots of premieres going
Right
on.
here.
And San Francisco Balalaika Ensemble Festival backstage crew, a lot of volunteers involved. Russian dance ensemble from Reno. Natalia Borisova's Russian collection, Nikolai Masenkov and Silver String Mandolin Ensemble. Also Sivka Burka, they perform here and they perform in the International Bazaar as well, Teremok. Then we have Ryazantsev and Natalia Borisova Russian collection, where you see all of these wonderful dresses. Actually, they will be here. I was hoping to make an arrangement right now and tell you the date, but we're working on the dates where a lot of ladies can come in wonderful folk, beautiful like princess dresses type of clothes. They're gonna be here as well, and I hope I can put some on too, because it's this is a big private collection and it's hard to find. So yeah, you're welcome to
Thank
browse
you. I
and
will
see
be here
if you
tomorrow,
can.
so thank you.
And see if you can make it. And this is another magazine I can say that we actually collaborate, where you can see they doing it like Arlequin, and they do advertisement for me. Can you imagine that? They put it in Russian and in English. Thank you very
Beautiful.
much,
Wow.
Arlequin.
Yes.
And so they letting the Russian community and American community know about us. So now our English part is closing up, and thank you, Kate, for coming to our show, and thank you, Ashwin,
Thank
for
you.
helping. And actually, for Ashwin, another last time I helped him. He actually I told him that he gonna have a tech museum ticket, and here's a ticket for you for admission museum and your Star Wars
Thank you.
Star Wars,
Yes.
exhibits. Okay.
Thank you.
So, and
Awesome.
that's what well deserved. So we helping the talent as well. And Polina Edmonds, our skater, actually right now in Sochi. She's half Russian. Her mother is Russian, and we were one of the first media to put her on the show, teaching how to perform here in October. And now she's doing well on NBC, CNN, all Russian newspapers, and we saw all of those links. She's talking 15 years old. So,
Wow.
and
That's
now with
beautiful.
support of Russian-speaking media, American-speaking as well, English-speaking. So we're happy to see everyone doing so well.
Wow.
Thank
Okay,
you
we
for
have
the honor of
wonderful,
being here. It was
oh, no,
just
thanks.
fabulous.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much. And Maria Milovidova, please step in. Now we come in completely to Russian